All right, I want you to stick with me on this one, even if it's a little long, because what I'm about to say might challenge how we've been talking about narcissism lately. Lately, I've seen a lot of creators saying things like, not everyone's a narcissist, or people are overusing the term narcissistic abuse. And honestly, yeah, I get it. We don't want to slap a label on everyone who hurt us or did us wrong. But let's not act like narcissistic abuse isn't real, or that people who are healing from it are being dramatic. Because what people don't realize is that surviving narcissistic abuse often comes with severe PTSD. Not just emotional scars, but flashbacks, triggers, and physical reactions your body holds on to long after the relationship ends. It literally changes you physically. Trauma can alter your cells, your nervous system, even your DNA. And studies have shown that this kind of trauma can actually be passed down through generations. Just because people are finally talking about it doesn't mean it's trendy. It means we finally have language for something that's been happening to us for decades and even generations. Because if you go back in time, women with anxiety, mood swings, or PMS were diagnosed with hysteria and thrown into an asylum somewhere or burned at the stake. And doctors said we just needed an orgasm to calm down. Now listen, I'm not hating on that prescription, and I'm not saying they were completely wrong on the orgasm part. But the point is, we didn't understand mental and emotional health or biological health back then the way we do now. The problem wasn't the women, it was the lack of understanding. It's the same story with ADHD, autism, trauma, and personality disorders. We've got entire generations of adults in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and above who were never diagnosed, just called lazy, crazy, or too emotional. They didn't have therapy, tools, awareness, or even the right words to explain what was happening inside of them. So now that we finally do, some people want to say it's being overused. Nah, awareness isn't overuse, it's evolution. So let me bring this home. My ex-husband, and yes, he was clinically diagnosed in therapy as the textbook definition of a narcissist, whether he wants to believe it or not. No empathy, no remorse. We're talking pathological lying, serial cheating, drug abuse, alcoholism, stealing from me and my kids, emotional manipulation, all of it. And still somehow he'd flip out if another man even looked at me, the gall. That's not just toxic, that's a pattern. It's control, it's entitlement, it's a complete lack of accountability still to this day. He says, I want the best for you and the kids, while actively still sabotaging my peace. That's emotional warfare, not just a bad breakup. So no, not everyone's a narcissist, but please don't gaslight the people who have survived narcissistic abuse, because that kind of trauma literally rewires your brain. It takes years to unlearn, untangle, and heal from it. And even when you think you've moved on, sometimes it hits you out of nowhere. Like I can still drive past the parking spot 30 seconds from my house where years ago I caught my ex-husband and the other woman together, one of them many times, and my chest tightens. My body remembers before my mind catches up. The trigger doesn't just bring back the pain, it brings back the anger and the betrayal. That deep burning anger from that day when I wasn't myself. And honestly, I'm lucky. Lucky that the rage didn't push me into making decisions in those moments I regret to this day that could have taken my life. Because those are the moments no one talks about. The waves that crash in long after the storm has passed. That's what real healing looks like. Learning how to come back down from those waves, to breathe through them instead of drown in them. Narcissism, like autism, ADHD, and other personality or trauma-related patterns exist on a spectrum. Some people have traits, others have the full disorder, and there's so many in between. And sometimes trauma makes us attract and tolerate these patterns until we learn better. That's why understanding this stuff matters, because it's not about labeling others, it's about protecting yourself. So yeah, maybe that word gets tossed around a lot right now. But that's because people are finally waking up to emotional and psychological abuse that used to be invisible. We're not diagnosing everyone, we're educating ourselves. Because when you can name it, you can heal from it and hopefully not continue to attract it. And around here, we sip our Prosecco or our coffee. We tell the truth and we protect our peace. Period.